want to talk about SBA. When we talked about bank loans, one of the things that banks can do is there is a type of loan called an SBA loan, Small Business Administration. There are two kinds, 504s and 7As. We're going to talk only about the 7A loan. This is the loan that most small businesses will get. They have relatively low lending limits, $5 million maximum loan, so you're not going to get a 7A loan to start Briggs & Stratton, okay? But you can get a 7A loan to start a company that makes widgets for Briggs & Stratton. The barrier to entry here is relatively low. It's not specifically credit driven. They do have minimums. The advantage to an SBA loan is they have higher loan to value ratios, which means you don't have to bring as much money to the table. In fact, you can do this with as little as 15% down. So I have $1 million business I want to buy. I can do it with putting as little as $150,000 down. Now, where do I find these 7A loans? Like I said, most banks can do them. Not all do. And not all banks are required to do them. And those that do can lend on certain industries, and they can preclude certain industries. It's up to them. So the key is to find whatever your business is, where are the banks that like to lend to my type of business? Okay? What do they lend on? They will lend on owner-occupied businesses. To be owner-occupied, now they can do this with or without real estate, but if it has real estate, 51% of that real estate must be owner-occupied. Okay? You can lease out and rent out the rest, and you can generate income from there. But at least 51% of the business has to be owner-occupied. So a shopping mall could not get an SBA loan because you got all these different places there. So they do have a list of, but it's easier to figure out who you can't lend to. Okay, that list is much smaller. It's a very, very broad program. How do I qualify? I'll answer your question. Just write it down and we'll answer it at the end. How do I qualify for this? Okay, first of all, you're going to need to have a business plan. If you're buying an existing business, you're going to have to have access to their financials, and we're going to address that in a few minutes. You're going to have a pro forma. What am I going to do? You're going to have to be able to sell somebody on, hey, I'm going to make this big investment in you. How am I going to know that you're going to pay it back?